Okay, my next EXI update. Um, I'm doing this one because I brag about these EXIs, and again, I still love them. There's nothing wrong with them. I think they're great. As you can see, there's one built, ready to go. Here's one. All I got to do is put the tail on it. I just took the tail off because I'm redoing the tail on it. Uh, there's an extra head assembly. Actually, I have another head assembly around here. I actually have another EXI still in the box. Built frame, just in case, ready to go. So, I do love these helicopters. Um, they're cheap. You can put the best electronics in them and still come out cheaper than you can with the T-Rex, as I said in my reviews. Here's the one thing about these helicopters now that I've found. I get the belt versions because they are more forgiving. That's not to say you cannot get a torque tube. I'm actually ordering a couple of torque tubes. I've built me a helipad now, and with that, I'll be able to fly my torque tubes. But what we got going on, I've said before, all the parts are 100% interchangeable with T-Rex, and I have found one part that is not, and I'm about to share that with you. Now, this is only on the belt drive. I can't say if it's like this on the tube drive or not, but on the belt drive, there is a little white gear, and I mean, it's not a big deal most of the time, but if you ever strip this little white gear and you want to replace it, you've got a few options. You can either go to their website and order this whole assembly. Actually, this whole assembly with the gear in it. I haven't always found the gear without it, because what you end up with, if you look at it, this little white gear, which this is the stock white gear, I think. Yes, it is. And the reason I know, I had a little bump the other day and accidentally cut the edges off a couple of the teeth. Okay? That gear in their holder right there, well, this is basically a pro holder converted over to run a belt drive. That's great and wonderful. They missed it by a hair. The gear shaft itself, the up and down shaft that supports the gear, sits back about a half a millimeter. Actually, it's 0.74 millimeters too far back for the stock T-Rex gear. Their gear is actually 0.74 millimeters larger than the T-Rex white gear, which would be this gear right here. Now, that's not a real big deal. The thing is, I buy these gears. Actually, I buy the pro gears with all the 45s and the flats off of eBay. I get them really cheap. And, I mean, I'm talking, I got 10 sets for like $3. So I got 10 of these white gears and 10 of the 45s if you have shaft drive. But I get 10 of these. They're shipped from Hong Kong. They take a little while to get here. What you have to do, you have to take this shaft out. You just take this apart, take that shaft out, and just press the old gear off, and then press the new gear on, and it's perfect. When you do this, these are T-Rex Pro gears for the shaft drive. Okay. When you do this, these are 0.74 millimeters too small for this gearbox, the one that comes with the EXI. I went to the hobby store, bought the Pro shaft drive box. I put my EXI shaft and bearing in there with the new pressed on T-Rex Pro gear, and it matches up perfectly. So, for those of you flying EXIs, a few reviews ago, I said replace the metal with the plastic one or get the aligned metal one. That's a must do, because that metal one will eventually crack. You will lose your tail. Now, the only other thing I've found, and I've replaced every, the 2 gears here. I've been through the head. I've used Trex parts. I've used EXI. I've used other third-party parts from Hong Kong. My work table's a wreck, as you can see. Between work and everything, I ain't had time to straighten it up. But I try to keep enough spare parts on hand because I live about an hour from the closest hobby shop that I can rebuild a helicopter at least 2 or 3 times before I have to get parts. So, with that being said, that's why I bought 10 of these gears, because sometimes you'll strip this gear and then sometimes one of these will lose a few teeth, and it's aggravating when you got to wait on a piece. You can get 10 of these for about $3.80 some odd cents off of eBay, or you can buy these one at a time for about $5 to $6 off of Xheli or hobbyparts.com. Me personally, I'll replace the gear. The only thing you have to do, you have to replace the original housing with the Trex Pro housing, which at my local hobby store was $11. To me, it's worth it. It's a one-time expense, and then I can use the gears from the Pro and be set. Thanks for listening. Just wanted to share that for anybody that's having aggravation with their gear set. Thank you. Bye.